Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, Season 2, Episode 4.
First of all, thank y'all for watching this episode with us, and thank you for watching the past episodes. I need y'all to share, like, comment, subscribe, all of the above to help us grow this channel. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go, Blair.
We start where we left off before. Summer is storming in the house after her argument with Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Summer asked Jordan not to talk to her disrespectfully, and Jordan did it again in the car. And that's how we got to this point. Noelle is in her room crying. She's so embarrassed about what happened.
Listen here. She was like, oh, my God.
Poor Noelle.
I'm so stupid. And I'm just like, Noelle, please.
Yes.
Find your G, please.
Summer is yelling in the room. She needs a moment. Amir is trying to help Summer through this, as well as I think Jasmine's in the room. Shanice ends up going up there. Nick brought her some water. Summer says that she was there for Jordan when Jordan was breaking down in the bathroom. Shanice asked Jordan if she's good. Jordan isn't good. Jordan says these moments are used against her, talking about, and I guess Shanice told Jordan what Summer said about Jordan breaking down in the bathroom. She feels overexposed, and Shanice feels the exact same way when it comes to Summer. Jordan breaks down crying because she has alopecia, and she's being open about it, but she is still really embarrassed by it. She feels that Summer weaponized her vulnerability by telling somebody she doesn't like, and I'm guessing that's Jasmine because it pointed to Jasmine. I didn't know you didn't like Jasmine. I just thought
that's strange, right?
I thought y'all were friends. Y'all kind of had a falling out. Y'all trying to rebuild things, but I didn't know you didn't like Jasmine.
What are your thoughts on this first scene, Blair?
My first thought is that everybody's drunk. Everybody need to go to bed. Noelle is crying herself to sleep. Yeah. Just go to bed, Noelle. Jordan and Summer are going through it. Summer is over here revealing things that she shouldn't be revealing. Everybody go to bed. Yeah. Drink some water, go to bed. That's how I feel. What about you?
I don't like the fact I already have feelings in my gut about Summer, and now I'm going to put my words to what my gut feels. I don't trust Summer. I don't trust her. Because in that moment where you are mad at your friend, even though you probably felt like you didn't go into detail, you're using that moment of, I was there for you when you was crying in the bathroom, which kind of leads to like, why the hell is she crying in the bathroom? You get what I'm saying? Like, to use that moment, like, if you're mad at your friend, just be mad at your friend, but don't use their moments of vulnerability against them when you're mad at them. Yeah. Because truth be told, it's easy to be friends with somebody who don't disrespect you, or when you don't feel disrespected. It's easy to be friends with somebody who agree with everything you say, but true friendship is tested when there's confliction. You get what I'm saying? So, but I will say this though. I am no longer new to this. I am true to this because I did not watch first season, but I'm kind of caught up now to where we are now. I would say, Jordan, you always find yourself in these situations too, man. To where somebody feels disrespected, like your mouth kind of makes people feel like, hey, do you have to say it like that, or do you have to say that to me? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? If these people are supposed to be your friends and things of that nature, and if Summer feels disrespected by how you talk, Summer ain't the only person that has a problem with how you talk. You get what I'm saying? This is now somebody who is saying something who is not the same person when it comes to how you like come at people. And I will say, in the last episode, how you did come at Summer was a little much. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, to Blair's point, the remedy is sleep, maybe a little bit less liquor. Yes. Water, hydration. And it's to the point where someone's like, I'm not sleeping in this room. Can I sleep with you, Jasmine? Somebody? Like, somebody got your room? And it just is what it is. But we should go get more into it throughout the episode. Go ahead, Blair.
Yeah. So the next morning, some folks are waking up going to church. Yeah. Summer and Jordan decided not to attend, which is kind of funny because people were saying they probably need church in the morning. Shanice, Alex, Nick, and Jasmine are the ones who go to church. Shanice makes the jokes that the church is going to burn down because she's going to walk in.
Shanice, listen here, girl. Every episode, I'm going to say it. I'm worried about you. And guess what? I see you. Okay. You know what I mean?
Back at the house, Summer asked Preston for his perspective when it came to the fight last night. Yeah. Preston said that Jordan was disappointed because she felt that Summer used her alopecia against her. Yeah. And Summer was like, all I said was that I was holding her when she was crying. Like, I didn't bring up what the actual issue was. And Preston said that, you know, maybe this is something you should talk to Shanice about, because Shanice is the one I think who relayed that information. Noelle is talking to Summer outside by the pool. They ended up going to the pool, and Alex asked Summer if she was going to come to church, but he didn't ask Noelle. And that made Noelle feel away. Well, that's her saying that in the confessional. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I didn't think anything about it. Alex is single. Like, can y'all just leave Alex alone?
Listen here. Alex don't understand.
And the thing is, they're reading too much into his actions. Like, okay, he asked Summer, so?
Here's the thing. I can understand why he did not ask her, because he probably want to give her a break. You get what I'm saying? Because for you to come to me and basically like, hey, I'm not saying that, like, for one, you probably don't even know I like you. Right? Okay. Thank you. And I'm not saying that you can't talk to nobody, but it does make me feel this type of way when you talk to somebody. And like you already gave him crazy vibes. So so he's not going to, if he doesn't have to be around you. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to choose to be around you if he doesn't have to be. So right now, I think he got Noelle in a little timeout.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? A little timeout. At least with Summer, he was willing to talk to her and basically be like, hey, you was wilding, you was taking pictures of me, you was doing all this other stuff. And basically, someone's like, well, okay, you know, I'm sorry for what I did. That's why I kind of don't trust Summer, because even how Summer exposed Alex in the whole, like, you didn't invite me when you've been inside me this whole time. I'm like, I don't think y'all should be trusting Summer with valuable information.
Yeah, no.
Because whenever the moment that she feels slighted, or, like, the moment that she, like, basically creates with the whole Shanice can't dress things, information comes out when, like, it goes into Summer.
Right.
So I wouldn't trust Summer as a friend. I wouldn't even trust Noelle to basically confide in Summer. I find it's actually funny that basically the person who wants to be with Alex is talking to the person that basically was Alex's side piece, who felt slighted because he didn't invite her to an event that they was in the same city for. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I think Noelle just need to go to sleep again.
Yeah. Summer says that she tries to take care of Jordan. She's taking on Jordan's emotions. And Preston says that they need to just learn how to talk to each other.
Yes, that is true.
Summer tells Jordan she's going to go by the pool. She wants to join. Jordan's still in bed. Noelle, this is the conversation where they're sitting down talking. And Noelle tells Summer that after the conversation ended at the bar, she felt rejected. It takes her back to how she felt about her dad. So apparently Noelle's mom and dad got divorced when she was 8 months old, and her dad essentially abandoned her. She spent her teen years searching for love. She doesn't understand why her dad doesn't love her.
Listen here, I'm gonna say this, Alex, it's not your fault, brother.
Yeah, my thing with Noelle, I'm just like, rejection is tough. If you're a bold woman and is going to like talk to a guy and be like, I'm interested, rejection is always a possibility, but it probably does hurt a lot more when you have daddy issues. So I hope she can work through that.
That's the real definition of daddy issues right there.
Yeah.
But Alex, you don't have to apologize for rejecting.
Because
as a man, listen here, rejection is probably the main thing on the table whenever we approach somebody. You get what I'm saying? And she didn't even really approach him on some, like, I want to be with you. It was more like, hey, the night before, I was, like, with the other guy. And, like, I'm not going to do that no more if you not going to do anything. Like, we can kind of be together, but I'm not saying we got to be together. It's like you come off as, like, unstable and, like, kind of weird. You get what I'm saying? That's how Noelle came off. Okay. So it wasn't even as if, at least it did not even feel like to me, that she was really shooting her shot, like, because for one, she was drunk. You know what I'm saying? And she was putting expectations on Alex that wasn't even on him. That's why I think he thinks she's crazy. Because you like saying things that I did, that I didn't know I did, or that I didn't know points was used against me that I did. Because I'm not with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think Noelle just needs to go back to sleep.
Bria is cooking Soul Food Sunday.
Okay.
Bria is still upset that Mariah's ticket was bought and booked, and Jasmine lied about it. Okay. The folks get back from church, and it was kind of funny. The skirt that Shanice borrowed from Bria ripped.
Oh my goodness.
Amir says, you know, you got to absorb everything from every religion to understand where people are coming from. So he's just kind of trying to put his 2 cents into
Preston look
everything.
At him like,
Noelle calls her mom to talk about how things went down with Alex, and her mom pretty much snaps her back into shape. Stop crying. Don't let people dictate who you are, and just pretty much is just trying to pour into Noelle. And I get what her mom is saying, but at the same time, like, it's not that Alex did anything to Noelle. Just Noelle feels away, you know? And I think Noelle, maybe therapy, you know, might be a good option of just kind of trying to work through some of those things so that the men that you come across don't take on that burden, you know? Because it is a shame for Alex to just be a single free guy doing whatever he wants, and he's hurt somebody in that way because he brought that emotion out of them when he's really just living his life. So
that's literally what he said. He said, I just want to live my life right now.
Yeah.
That's literally what he said. So yeah, you're right.
Well, everyone goes down to the beach. They play games, they drink, they hang out, and then they head back to the house after that.
Yeah.
So Summer pulls Jordan for a talk. Summer says that she's going through a lot. She's trying to figure out who her father is, and there's some issues with her grandmother's health.
Prayers.
Jordan doesn't know why Summer brought up what happened earlier about her breaking down. She feels Summer sharing that was a violation. And Summer says there were times last night where Jordan's tone was belittling. She said she said, I was just using that as an example to say that I was caring for you earlier, and here you are talking to me crazy. And Jordan said part of a friendship is providing a safe space for your friends. Summer apologizes for that and acknowledges that a private moment should stay private.
Go ahead.
Summer feels that Jordan can be angry. Jordan says, okay. Jordan feels that her trust was violated. She's not going to fully be transparent with Summer anymore after this situation.
Your thoughts, Blair?
My thoughts about that, like we talked about when we were watching it, the issue ended up changing when Summer revealed information about Jordan having a breakdown. Yeah, it could have stayed at Jordan, I don't like the way you talk to me. But Summer, when you get mad, you just like to throw things out there and a fit of rage, and that's really unbecoming of you.
Yeah, it's really nasty.
It's really nasty. And I think Summer needs to work on not revealing things about her friends. And even though I can understand Summer's like, I didn't say exactly what it was, but you're putting it out there, I had a breakdown. I don't need people to know I had a breakdown. I don't. So but I do think that Jordan can be angry. I think her tone can be a little wild at times. And I think as a friend, you can say that, but honestly, I don't think Jordan's going to change. I think Jordan likes how she is.
Jordan feels vindicated in who she is. Whenever she's angry and snap like that, she feels like it called for that moment. I have to be this way. And that's why I was kind of upset with Summer, because I'm like, you won the battle. You won the argument and things like that. Jordan did talk to you crazy, but I always use this analogy. Whenever you're in an argument with your girl and things like that, as a guy, you could be 100% right in the argument, but the minute you call her out her name, a B word, now you forfeited the victory. Because now it's no longer about what you're arguing about. It's like, why are you calling me out my name now? So that's basically what Jordan did right here. Jordan basically was like, hey, you basically violated my safe space. I thought I had a safe space with you, but I don't. And like, you violated my trust. Whoa, the topic of this discussion is how you talk to me. And now when it's to the point to where when I tell you that when you talk to me it's belittling, you could just be like, okay. You get what I'm saying? You like kind of belittle my argument right there. You get what I'm saying? The problem with Jordan is that her, I'm not gonna say her first reaction is anger, but whenever she's angry, she always feels like vindicated. She feels like, oh yeah, it calls for this moment. Where we as viewers can look at it and be like, hey, it doesn't call for this moment. Yeah. like I don't see how you see that it call for this moment, but it most of the time, probably like 6 times out of 10, it really doesn't call for this moment. You get what I'm saying? I understand moments to where somebody may be touching you and things like that, and you told them don't touch you and things of that nature. Okay, move. You get off me. I understand that as like, you know, just being, you know, a guy, you don't want to be touching nobody. But like, if that's your friend, you're not supposed to talk to your friends like that. But continue.
Well, everyone sits down for dinner. Yeah. Alex is noticing that Jordan has been quiet. Yeah. And he's concerned about that.
I like how he put it. I like how he put it. I'm not gonna say I was upset of how everybody was trying to make fun of it, but
No, this wasn't even the point where he brought it up.
Oh, okay,
this is something that he noticed.
Okay.
Because they were having the sit-down soul food dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And he noticed that something was off with Jordan.
Oh, this him talking to us?
Yes.
Okay. Bad.
And everyone, it seems to be a good night. Everybody goes to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a night without arguments.
Good.
Bria wants Simon to buy a ticket to come visit. She hasn't seen him for a month, and she's also going through withdrawal from the D. So today is Bria's day. She's got chef, popcorn, and a tent for everyone to enjoy.
Facts.
Jasmine FaceTime Silas. She thinks people are starting to suspect that she is pregnant, and she is pregnant.
Congrats.
And she kind of just wants to get it out. She wanted to wait until her second trimester, but it's only in a few days. Jasmine is going through a lot with Silas not being there, her being pregnant, so she really needs the support of her friends right now.
Congratulations. Didn't she have the baby now in real time? Congratulations on the baby, on like a healthy pregnancy. And
Bria also has another surprise for us, which is alpacas. Okay.
Thank you, Bria.
And it was funny. I think it was Nick or somebody who was just like, she saw that down the road and said that she was just going to grab it because it was like an alpaca farm half a mile down the road. She's like, yeah, I'll get that too. Well, they sit down for lunch. Shanice asks Bria if Simon is coming. Bria doesn't want to talk about it. Bria gets a little heated in the confessional too. And it's just like, if I'm going through an issue with my man or going through a conversation, like, we don't be checking in on Jasmine and Silas like that. Y'all don't need to be checking in on my relationship.
What are you talking about, Bria?
So I don't know why Bria is so upset. I think Shanice just wanted to know if or when Simon was coming, but okay.
And listen here, this is the example of when I was told about season 1 with Bria, about how she has like the little brother, the little sister syndrome, to where it's like, okay, to now it's just white noise to us now.
Yeah, she's like, Bria got an attitude. All right.
Like, all right.
So how y'all doing? So Noelle helps Jordan with her wig, and that was a cute little scene. They head out for the evening. Alex asks Jordan why she's been so quiet.
Is this the scene?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
He hasn't been hearing her voice like he normally would. Bria asked Jordan, how are you really feeling?
Yeah.
Jordan has experienced a lot of loss in her life. She's been responsible for a lot of people's lives. It's impacted how she views life. Ooh, I'm just tripping over my words.
Take your time, baby.
But she wants to experience things with her father. But it's not so much of it's not so much of a he's sick or in poor health, but just the fact that her mom died when she was 17. She was pretty much her mom was the only child. She was the only grandchild, so she was taking care of her grandparents. She just feels alone and overwhelmed a lot of the time. Yeah. She's losing her hair. She's single. She doesn't know if she's okay. Alex thanks her for sharing and lets her know that she can count on the people here at the table. And Jasmine starts to tear up, I noticed.
Now, before we just take a turn, what are your thoughts, Blair?
I appreciated how they checked in on Jordan. Yeah. I feel like Alex, checked on her with the best of intentions. But I also feel like Alex didn't quite have the words. And I think Bria helped by saying, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Yeah. And maybe that's just a thing of semantics or whatever. But I think that saying, I don't hear your voice, you're not talking, that doesn't really make me want to open up. Yeah. I don't necessarily, and maybe that's because for me, like, I've been told I've been quiet and all this type of stuff. And that's kind of how Jordan responded. What do you want me to say? Yeah. So if you're actually checking in on me and asking me how I'm feeling, that's a different way to approach a conversation. Not to say Alex did it wrong, but Bria helped.
Yeah, I think you are doing semantics. I think I understand man lingo. Okay. Let me go back to last episode. People had a problem, not y'all who watching with us, but I take the temperature on what people are saying. They had a problem with how when Preston was crying, that Amir didn't basically, like, they felt like Amir wasn't nice enough, or he wasn't comforting enough, right?
Who said that?
I'm not talking about, it's not about who, it's people.
Oh,
right,
online?
Right, yes. Oh, okay. Right. So, but Amir comforted Preston in the best way as a man does to another man. Oh. He listened to him, right? Preston felt comfortable enough to go to Amir and to cry to him, basically expressing how he feels, and Amir was basically there listening to him. So when it comes to men lingo, I felt like Alex did it the best way that I understood what he meant 100%. Because maybe he kind of helped us with the confessional before about like, Jordan's not being herself, So for him, I felt like he was dealing with Jordan with kid gloves, to be honest. Like I felt like he was just like, hey Jordan, you're kind of quiet these past couple of days. Like, I just felt like I haven't heard your voice. And everybody was trying to make it like, oh, he just want to hear your voice, girl. You know what I mean? But I think like based on, I'm looking at how Alex's face was. His face wasn't like, he ain't joking around. He ain't smiling. His face looked concerned.
Yeah.
So like I understood what he meant when it came down to him being like, hey, like, your voice is silent and things like that. I'm so used. And even him, I feel like he was complimenting her while basically saying, he said like, I'm used to hearing your voice because your voice holds weight. And
yeah.
Like, and the fact that I don't hear it, like it's a void. Like, so I'm thinking like, wow, this is actually more nice than basically like, hey, are you okay? Because the problem with that is people will be like, no, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like he gave a good prelude for Bria to come in and be like, is everything okay?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if Bria were just to say that without anything, Jordan just would have been like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now, going off of what Jordan said, respect to her for sharing, number one, right? Respect to her for inheriting her mother's parents, respect to her, and things of that nature. When you do lose a parent, I did lose both my parents. My mother passed away when I was 12, and my father passed away before I was 30. So losing both your parents, you do think about time a lot. So she says she does think about spending time with her father, not because he's sick, but because time is a realistic thing in your head, right? I understand that. Now I'm about to take a turn. Maybe I can say this because I experienced the loss of parents, but there is a little bit of self-righteousness in what she's saying, right? There are people who loses a loved one and they take it to the extreme as if no one else loses loved ones. And I just wonder if Jordan's okay in the sense of if she's taking on more of the burden than what is actually put on her. And actually using it as a reason to not be okay. Dude, you kind of understand what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm being clear.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, there are burdens of life that is going to happen to you. Everybody's parent is going to die. It's just what it is. We're all going to die, right? But I wonder, is there other burdens outside of the alopecia, outside of you losing your mom, outside of you thinking about spending time with your dad, and things of that nature? Like, are you taking on more than what is asked of you? Because if you are, I would ask you to like, hey, don't take that on. Because if you have to question yourself, am I okay? I don't know if I'm okay. I think you need to focus on you first. Because you can focus too much on everybody else and lose yourself and be in the situation that you're in right now. You get what I'm saying? Not with alopecia, but she's like, I don't think I'm okay. I'm single and things like that. And I understand what she said. But the thing that made it seem self-righteous to me is when she says, for 31 years old, I feel like I took on more responsibility than 99% of people. And I'm like, that's not true. That's definitely not true. I think of, I was telling my wife this, when my mother died and things like that, or rather when both my parents died, my first thought went to this girl that I went to school with in middle school, to where in middle school, she got a phone call saying that both her parents died in a car accident. And I always think of, even though my situation may be what it is, like someone has it worse than me. So I always got to feel like empathetic towards people. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want her to feel like, oh, I've taken on 99% more responsibility than everybody else. Trust me, there are a lot of people's stories. You are still in a blessed situation, Jordan, than a lot of people. Trust me. You get what I'm saying? Trust me. You are in a blessed situation. And I hope that she can see the forest for the trees, is the statement? Yeah. I hope she can see the forest for the trees and not think like, woe is me, I got all this responsibility for a 31-year-old. I'm like, trust me, there's a lot of 31 years old that's dealing with a lot. Forget that 25-year-olds. Forget that 19-year-olds. Forget that Jasmine was 12 years old. You get what I'm saying? So actually, I think she was younger than that. So my thing is, there's a lot that a lot of people go through, and I hope you're okay.
Yeah. Only thing I can say about that is that's real. Is what she's going through.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hope that she can find better ways to cope with it. Because even last season, whatever had gone on in her life last season was what happened last season. I think the alopecia is like the icing on the cake. That's kind of like making everything else feel a lot. So I'm hoping that she finds a way to cope with all this stuff, because it is a lot. It's a lot. Even if you compare it to others who may have had it worse, it's a lot to go through. No. So yeah.
And don't get my words misconstrued if people watch this.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dismiss how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Because even though I went through some of the things she went through, I'm not losing my hair.
Yeah.
And hair doesn't mean to me what it means to a lot of women. You get what I'm saying? So if I start losing my hair, I'm like, oh, I got a bald spot and I'm cutting all this hair off. You get what I'm saying? So I do want to be sensitive to what she's going through. I don't want to dismiss what she's going through.
Right.
If it comes off that way.
Alex says that he feels that he has a deeper understanding of where she's coming from.
Yes, me too.
And how she actually is versus last year. And Jordan said, you didn't understand me because you had my friend effed up and I wanted to kick your behind.
What?
She said you had me effed up over the Shanice situation.
No, stop.
Alex also called her toxic and she felt she was judged.
What was your thoughts when this happened? Were you confused just as I was?
Yeah, I was like, how did we get here? Why are we bringing up Shanice's issue? I don't know why Jordan couldn't have just accepted that, okay, Alex is getting to know me, but I think I know why.
Go ahead, help me.
And I could be wrong.
Help me.
But I think that some women have an issue to where they don't like men.
Ooh, that's ooh.
And I don't know for sure if Jordan is one of those women, but that's how it appeared to me. If somebody is sitting here trying to check on you, connect with you, and really putting their just concern out there and letting you know that they're here for you, how does it turn into I was about to beat you up? I feel like some women look at men as though they're not people. And I think a lot of the times it's based off of maybe their personal relationships with men in the past. And yes, there are a lot of dogs out here, so I'm not going to exclude that. Of course. But I do think it's unfair when some women come at men as though they're not a person with feelings. So.
Oh my goodness. Blair basically said, y'all view us as zoo animals. Don't feed the animals. No, here's the thing. I don't understand how Bruce Banner turned into the Hawk.
Yeah.
I really don't understand. Especially when Alex was being open and things like that. He got you to be open. Listen, you can easily express how you can literally get the same conversation as we about to get about you, Shanice, and Alex and things like that without you saying, I was going to kick your behind. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Because in that moment, the type of person I am, right? I'm the type of person, like, who are you talking to? Like, you ain't gonna be threatening with my behind. You get what I'm saying? So the whole thing of, like, she just feels vindicated because even then she was like, no, if we gonna be real, if we gonna talk about it, we gonna talk about it. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Come on, walk us through this.
Yeah, Shanice felt judged. So Alex wants it to be clear that he never Googled Shanice. Okay. He knew about the, what was it called? The restraining order. Because of Nick. Shanice said that it was traumatizing and it was horrible and dramatic and all that type of stuff. Nick says that Alex was the one who talked about it. Then there was a moment where they weren't going to talk about it, but Jasmine wanted to continue the conversation. Shanice said that it was a legal issue. She didn't do anything wrong. Her ex put her business out there and he did it to make her seem crazy. Now that the case was dismissed, he's trying to sue her for $20,000. And Shanice is saying it's a legal battle that's currently going on. Like, it's a lot and y'all don't even know the half of it. So Alex hugs her and they are in a good spot.
Stop right there for a second. Jordan, you have a problem. I'm gonna take you straight up, right? You have a problem. How you talk to people is wild. And if I'm gonna use Blair's analogy, if I was to just steal that from her just for a little bit, you don't see men as people because you over here threatening to put hands on a man when there are real cases of men putting their hands on women. That is 100% wrong. So for you to even threaten that you was going to put your hands on a man, you are out of place, out of line, and you are wild. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because that is nothing to play with. I don't like to play around with men putting their hands on women. I'm not friends with men who put hands on women and things of that nature. And I'm definitely not friends with women who threaten to put hands on men. Because if we go put men on that pedestal of if you even talk or assault or put a hands on a woman, you deserve the book of the letter of the law to go to jail, 100% I agree. But in no way are we going to try to find loopholes into where you can feel like you could threaten a man and put a hands on a man or threaten to put a hands on a man to where men shouldn't be putting hands on women. So for one, you need to check yourself on that. And I don't think you are okay. And I don't think it has nothing to do, well, nothing is a strong word. I don't think most of it don't have to do with the loss of your parent. I don't think most of it have to do with you taking care of your grandparents. I don't think most of it don't have to do with you spending time with your father. I don't think some of it don't have to do with the alopecia. Maybe alopecia got something to do with it. It has to do with how you talk to people. Right? And the thing about it is, I know you know how to talk to people because you have jobs. You work in society. So you know how to talk to people. You get what I'm saying? So you need to work on talking to people, how to get your message across without it coming off like that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Especially in the time and place in the manner that you just did with Alex. That wasn't called for. You get what I'm saying? Y'all can easily have that conversation in a different way than how you introduced it. You get what I'm saying?
So then they cheers to progress.
Yes. That's all it is.
Yes. Well, Preston also wants to put it out there that, you know, all of us collectively are responsible for why people don't want to share things because we have to do better at creating safe spaces to make people feel comfortable.
That actually was interesting to me, to how he basically was like, hey, we all play a part in why, like, even though we come up to this vacation spot, this is not a safe space for us to be sharing things, and I contributed to that as well.
Yeah.
And I wonder about that. I wonder if are we gonna see a safe space created for people on the show throughout the season? Granted, it's still an early show.
Well, Bria took it as an opportunity, since there was a safe space now, that she wanted to speak up. Her mood has shifted a lot today, and she does not feel comfortable with Mariah coming in the house. Jasmine feels bamboozled, she said, every other day. Jasmine doesn't know what to think. She's trying to hear Bria out, but she's frustrated. Noelle gets up, checks on Jasmine. Bria stands up, says she's keeping it real. This is how she feels. Noelle wants Nick to get a hold of Bria because Bria is hollering and yelling, and folks are like, Bria, can you talk like this at home? We are out. And I think this was the place where Shanice, I think, was caught peeing in the bushes like last year too.
Wow.
So I'm just like, why we always got something going on?
They about to ban y'all from over here.
Bria feels hurt, and Jasmine is frustrated. She didn't know where she stood with anyone coming on this trip except for Bria and Alex. She needed fun and support this summer. Even in the confessional, Jasmine says that her mom was a 2-time convicted felon, and Bria needs to realize who she's talking to, essentially.
That's the only time that you brag about your parent being a criminal, right?
Right.
Listen here. I'm going to give y'all a little insight. I'm the youngest of 3, right? I'm the youngest of 3. Me and my sister are 10 years apart. Me and my brother are 16 years apart. But growing up with my sister, there was a rule to where she could not put her hands on me. She could not hit me. She could not discipline me. She could not do anything. And you know who knew that rule more than anyone? Me. You know what I'm saying? So I would do things to basically provoke her to anger to hit me, because I knew that I would not get in trouble for provoking her more than she get in trouble for hitting me. This is an example of the littlest sibling, as they all view Bria, as taking advantage of a situation to where how she feels, I'm not going to say it's not valid, but we all just looking at it like, oh, come on now. Yeah. You're using a moment to where we're sharing things, to where we're getting things on the table, and now you're like, you know what? I am not happy about Mariah, and I don't want her to come. Yeah. We're like, what now? Right. And that's usually what happens when it comes to the little sibling. You usually get the what now treatment and things of that nature. How did you feel about Bria's basically saying, like, Mariah shouldn't come?
I feel like Bria was mad that Mariah's ticket was bought, and she felt played by Jasmine. And she also felt played because Jasmine lied to her face about it.
And that's facts. So, and
Bria's effort to get her get back, or to make herself feel better, she was going to rescind the okay that she gave initially. But like I was saying to you, you can't rescind it.
Y'all about this is the real play.
You over here talking about your mood shifting, all day and all this type of stuff. But we're gonna talk about tomorrow when it shift back in the other direction.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, because like I'm not doing this with you, Bria. You're just mad, but you actually do not mind that Mariah comes. At least that's how I feel. You're saying it, but I think you're saying it because you're upset of how Jasmine went about it. But I don't think it has anything to do with Mariah. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it.
In the comments below, now it's time for y'all to take over the show. In the comments below, do y'all feel like that Mariah should still be invited even though Bria said she doesn't feel comfortable? And if that's the case, should Phil be invited then?
Well, how do you feel?
I want to know how they feel. How I feel about it? I feel like, I thought it was a vote in the house to where, hey, if one person feel uncomfortable that a person is coming to the house, that person is not allowed to come. Apparently, I was taught that that's not a real rule, right? Because I was like, if that's the case, then Phil can't come the same as Mariah can't come. But since there is no rule, I would say, hey, truth be told, I probably wouldn't let Mariah come, to be honest. Because truth be told, I probably wouldn't have brought the ticket first. I wouldn't have lied about buying the ticket.
Yeah.
Like, let's start. It's so many origins that I need to go back. I wouldn't have lied about buying a ticket, right? Because the minute that you lie about buying a ticket, now it just seems like you're dishonest about everything. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have lied about buying a ticket. But if we're going to live by this rule of do we feel comfortable about things in the house, I have to honor that rule of, okay, we don't feel comfortable with Phil in the house. Okay, that means that Mariah can't come because you don't feel comfortable. And then right after that, I'm having a house vote. Do anybody feel uncomfortable about Milo being in the house? Because listen here, if my friend can't come, I'm getting that dog out of here.
Okay.
And because I'm picking up poop for your dog, I'm thinking you gonna give me some bail. So I'm picking up poop for your dog.
Right.
Can my friend come who barely just did this to you?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if the letter of the law is based on comfortability, they can't come to the house. Okay, Phil can't come because majority of people don't feel comfortable. Mariah can't come because one person don't feel comfortable. Do anybody here feel comfortable about Milo being here? In a minute that one person feel uncomfortable, that dog gotta go. You get what I'm saying? Listen, we gonna do petty wars tonight.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Is there anything else you want to add to this episode?
That's all I got.
Listen here in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all be good.
Bye.